Sorry, I had to restart the mic. It's sounding good now, right? Sounds like it's working on my end. I've been having weird issues trying to start the stream tonight. Maybe the microphone's just part of that.
What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade.
All right, here we are.
Fade away, we feel betrayed.
Mic check. So we have some people really struggling with the no Rapture thing. There's a woman on TikTok I've been following. She's been posting the Raptures this year since February. She thinks her kids started randomly speaking Hebrew. They've been having dreams about the Rapture. She's been like planning all this out for it. It's maybe where she makes him go to sleep underneath the bathtub water. I don't know. Woman seems a little bit crazy. Someone probably needs to do a welfare check, but I've been running around like crazy trying to get Mariah and the kids' car and stuff ready for the trip. They're fixing to go out of town for 9 days, so I'm trying to get caught up. Give me just a second.
It's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We didn't do a show last night. I've got a lot of stuff to do and get ready, and wasn't feeling it. I probably won't do a show tomorrow night either because they leave Friday morning. So, but we're here right now, so we'll do something. We'll put something together. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We were talking about the Rapture. Before we get there, here's a couple funny videos. Let's see what we got. Not this first one's not even funny. It's just a correct assessment. Check this out. Oh, is this muted? Hold on.
Okay, this one is actually freaky, so stick until the end. We start with this guy. Remember him? This is Richard Spencer.
Richard Spencer, if you don't remember, was super viral the first Trump administration and the first time Trump ran for president. He was all over. They were having him on CNN and Fox News, and he's legit a neo-Nazi, right? He threw all of his weight behind Trump. He had a little bit of a career podcasting, Gavin McInnes and around people like that, but Richard Spencer.
Okay, this one is actually freaky, so stick until the end. We start with this guy. Remember him? This is Richard Spencer. He briefly became the most famous neo-Nazi in America after Trump's first election with this speech.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
This is when neo-Nazis were starting to rebrand as alt-right, but as you can see, they were still super mask off.
This is when the Atlantic went to a Trump neo-Nazi rally, and they were unapologetic. Some of them asked a bit for their faces blurred so they wouldn't lose their jobs, but they were unapologetically neo-Nazi, unapologetically for Trump.
If you don't know, Hail Victory is English for Sieg Heil. Anyway, listen closely to this part of the speech.
To be white is to be a striver, a crusader, an explorer, and a conqueror. We build, we produce, we go upward.
And that is a regular
We build, we produce. We're the strivers, we're the conquerors, we're the explorers. We build, we produce, we go upward.
Nazi talking point that you hear often.
Very often, right? Very often, especially like in some of the weird places I've been on the internet, like their message boards and shit, where they talk about we've done this and we've made that and we've figured out this and this scientific field and tell me what black people have done. Tell me what Mexicans have done. They can do nothing. They can't build. They can't think. They can't come up with new sciences or maths. Like, it's so crazy.
These days, that white people build, create, invent things, that they're the source of civilization or whatever. Keep that in the back of your mind, but enough of Richard Spencer for now. Because this rotten hard-boiled egg is Stephen Miller. He's one of the only high-level White House staffers that stayed with Trump after his first term. And he's Trump's main immigration advisor, the architect.
Some have said that Stephen Miller is almost like sort of in charge. Like Trump has an idea, it gets filtered through Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller has an idea, he uses Trump as a way to announce it, but he's already told the people. Some people from the their unnamed sources, but from the White House, have already said Stephen Miller's in charge. You don't do anything without him. He gets very upset at people. That's how they get fired or get moved to different positions or asked to leave, you know, the White House or whatever. Some people have already said he's in charge, but his own family, I think it was his uncle or something that he grew up with, said that went on CNN and was like, we don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. If this was back in Nazi Germany, Stephen would be volunteering for the SS, and he's Jewish.
High-level White House staffers that stayed with Trump after his first term. And he's Trump's main immigration advisor, the architect of Trump's immigration policy. And even though he comes from a Jewish family, his own family members say that guy totally would have been an SS officer back in the day.
There it is.
This is a section of his speech at the Charlie Kirk Memorial.
Our lineage and our legacy hails back to Athens, to Rome, to Philadelphia, to Monticello. Our ancestors built the cities. They produced the art and architecture. They built the industry. Erica stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families, raised up city, raised up industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the chaos.
Those are words, but I don't know what that means. Aren't fake Jewish Zionists.
And the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the...
Do you really think he's talking about Republicans versus Democrats when he says, we build everything, we make everything, we produce the art, we did... You're talking about Republicans versus Democrats? That when you say we held back to Athens, we're from Greek, we're from Philadelphia, we're from Monticello, you don't think there was any Democrats there? Where does democracy come from? Or you mean, that's my white lineage?
Into the light. The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They can...
Yeah, but okay. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. He's Jewish. I don't, the first sentence didn't make any fucking sense. Aren't fake Jewish Zionists. Fake Jewish people pretend to be Jewish Zionists. It doesn't make any sense because he's Jewish. His entire family and his lineage is Jewish.
Darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness.
Zionist just means that they support Zionism, which is advocating for the establishment and sustainment of a Jewish homeland in Israel. We want them in Israel. We want them protected. We want them to be able to stay there. We think that land's theirs. That's what Zionism means, or Zionist.
Dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They can conceive
most Christians
of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble. And to those...
Oh my God. Speaking of this, I think this right here inspired... You guys know Jeremy from The Quartering. We've covered him before. They made fun of him for a long time because he pissed in his basement, but he's the guy that gets upset every time Marvel does a movie or Disney does a movie or something like that, and they have a female or a black person or especially a black female. Like, he freaks out. Wait, he went full mask off.
Those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness. You are jealousy. You are envy. You are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity.
We build, we create, we lift up humanity.
Yeah, things are getting dark, man. Things are getting...
It's basically the same speech, right?
Really dark. Anyone who knows anything about Nazi propaganda know that that was a Nazi speech. Not even a watered down crypto-Nazi speech. That is a straight up Nazi speech from the 1930s. And they feel comfortable doing this because
Yes, he's been struggling really bad view-wise, and I think he's hoping he went full mask off, and I think he's hoping to get the white nationalists, people like them out watch Nick Fuentes or something. He's hoping to get that because there is a big movement of those people, and goddamn if they aren't loyal. Like they're shitty people. They have shitty beliefs. I don't agree with any of them, but holy fuck, are they loyal to the people that'll just come out and say shit like that? They'll send tons of money. They'll support. It's insane.
they know that the killing of Charlie Kirk has given them a way to dismiss and invalidate comparisons to the Nazis. But holy shit, is that mask off, and holy shit, should that make you worry about what is to come.
That was insane. Let me show you it was a straight up recreation of that. They didn't say anything different. Anything different. It was pretty wild. Let me see if I can grab this quartering video quickly. Because I got some other things I want to show as well. I think it was in the mod chats where I watched it from. Here we go. So the thumbnail, I guess Buck Dude shared it. He may have shared it to me and I didn't see it, but he shared it and someone reshared it. The thumbnail for the video just says, "It's black people." It's black people. Yeah, I was reading up on the concept of Rapture. It was never a thing until like the 30s. And then one guy made it super fucking popular and everybody latched onto it.
Well, this video is going to be filled with all sorts of inconvenient facts. A video that almost certainly
he even made a new channel for this video.
Will put this channel at risk. And I'm going to make it anyway because I am fatigued. I am tired. I am tired of the excuses. I'm tired of dancing around.
Unless Elon's dad's done something recent. We've covered his racism, his stuff, his marrying his stepdaughter.
Around the facts. I'm tired of pretending that everybody doesn't know what the problem is. Okay? Yes. Hashtag not all. Okay? Get that out of the way.
There we go. So that's going to be the buffer for this. Hashtag not all. Not all what? Not all black people. But
yes, there are people of all colors, shapes, and sizes that commit terrible acts and deserve prison no differently than this particular group. But the fact of the matter is, according to the statistics, according to every reasonable person out there, these people hate you. They don't care about your life. They will take it over nothing. They will take it over simply feeling disrespected.
Oh, then I have not seen
it. Over $7 in your wallet. They will take it for fun. It is a group of people that is continually protected by their own. Young, male, black offenders. Arguably super predators, representing about 5% of the entire United States population, yet representing the overwhelming majority of crimes in which people's lives are extinguished. I'm tired of pretending like this community isn't out of control. And our government needs to do something. What's the answer? Police. We need more police. And we need judges removed from their positions and held accountable for releasing these people. We need governors, leadership that isn't more interested in protecting the feelings of the criminal than the lives of the victims. This video will be full of irrefutable facts. So if places like YouTube take it down, you know where to find it. My name's Jeremy Hambley. This is the Jeremy Hambley channel. It's a brand new channel. I hope that you'll subscribe right now because this is where
175,000 views. Brand new channel with 160,000 subscribers.
I get off the fence.
He's getting off the fence. So for so long, people have called him a fence sitter because he would like dabble in racism. It depends on your viewpoint. If you're on the left and you're like clearly pointing out like that's racist pretty often, then you knew he's a racist. But if you're one of the people that want him to be racist, you're like, you're on the fence. You got to call it out. You got to say this. Don't you think it was the Jews? Don't you think it was just because they were black?
These people hate you. I'm talking about young African-American men. As a percentage, black folks represent about 13% of the population. Everyone's heard that. But it's not black women that are taking lives. It's black men. In fact, there are more black women than black men. So with 48% to 53%, I think we can safely say they represent less than half of the 13%, which means we're talking about 5 to 6% of the entire population committing the overwhelming majority of crimes in which lives are lost, the overwhelming majority of crimes in which great bodily harm are done. Just 5% of the population. And I'm not even talking about per capita, which we will talk about in this video. A phrase that is kryptonite to places like CNN, MSNBC, Democrat leadership. I hope that
It's bad. It's a bad video.
black folks think that this stuff is heinous that I'm going to talk about in this video. But the fact of the matter is a lot of them don't. How about this YouTuber, The Amazing Lucas?
I will say, I talked to 99.9% of black people about this story, about what transpired, and it's horrible. I think we all agree on that. And they wanted me to give a message. And on behalf of 99.9% of black people, I'm here to talk to the white ignorants out there and let y'all know we are deeply uncaring. That is correct. We don't care, bruh. I'm sorry. We don't give not an ounce of caring about what happened to this girl on the train.
100% true. I never doubted that. I didn't doubt that for a second. I know you don't care. Because you post memes, you're posting memes about it. Haha, we're even for George now. Yeah, drug addicts taking a speedball and overdosing is the same as some young girl sitting on a train minding her own business. That's the same thing. Everybody knows.
There's the George Floyd.
Our own government is lying to us about this group of people. The only data I can find is from 2019. And in this video, by the way, I am calling on, unequivocally, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino to not only update the crime statistics by race, but to fix a very clear systemic issue of purposely miscategorizing criminals. Bet you didn't know this was happening. So first of all, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, by the end of the month, I want updated crime statistics by race. I believe it is far worse than anyone could have imagined. The damage inflicted on other people by young black men is far worse than you could have imagined. We already know you're 30 times more likely to be attacked by a black man. We already know that. We already know that they represent, 6% of the population, but over 50% of the life-taking crimes. We know that. That's not up for debate. But how much worse do you think it is? Here's just a smattering of mugshots of people who are obviously not white, but all in the prison system as white.
By the way, he got a random video of someone that I don't know, and I don't even know the context. It was cut off before and after. And it's like, this is how all black people feel.
Imagine how bad it really is. Thomas Willie Lee, white. Laube Innocent, white. Jimmy Lee Clark, white. Brian L. Lampkin, white.
By the way, this is the sex offender database, and I'm almost positive this is some type of, it hasn't updated, it didn't pull off right, it wasn't put in, it wasn't logged right, but this isn't where we pull crime statistics from, right? We pull crime statistics from arrests and prosecutions, not from the sex offender website database, okay? The sex offender website database is so you guys can find it for your neighbors, right? This has nothing to do with crime statistics or whatever. I'm almost positive that this is just going to be like, it was a corrupted file. It wasn't put in. It wasn't put in correctly, so it defaults to white non-Hispanic because that's most of these people on the sex offender database, just saying. And this is not where we pull crime statistics. Think about it. Why would, let's say you have an investigation, okay, and there's been a murder, and someone comes in and says it was a black male. What purpose would it serve putting in a white male? You don't think people would notice when court happens and they're logged in as a white male and they come in as a black male? No, that's why you went to the sex offender database to find these inaccuracies. The Texas Public Sex Offender website. This is for you. This is for citizens. This has nothing to do with this is how we keep. But what he's going to argue is because all these people in the sex offender website that's made for the public, that's made for you to view, because they're listed as white and they're obviously not white. That means the statistics are way worse than what we even thought.
And the prison system is white. Here's another 30 of them. There are probably thousands of people in the prison system listed as white. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's just a simple clerical error? No, it's not.
Why do you think it is that these 30 of them, he pulled it up off a website that he Googled, I'm sure, or got for someone else, and there's no source? Zero source.
They're purposely entered in the system incorrectly to skew the crime numbers because they are far worse than anyone could imagine. All these black men, for the most part. Here looks to be a Filipino woman, but it's mostly black men who entered into the system as white. Now, maybe it's true that there's a bunch of white people entered the system as black. I doubt it. I'm also calling on Kash Patel and Dan Bongino to look into this and complete a full audit. It would take about a week to have somebody in every prison marking down the appropriate race of everybody in there and then share those statistics. It is far worse than you ever could have imagined. Ever. Let's play a game. Let's play a equal parts game. By the way, sorry, I have the wrong channel thing up here. Let me fix that. Let's play a game. Let's say that the population were equal. 197 black people and 197 white people. Okay, these are scaled homicide numbers. Total homicides in 50, if we were even in the population, would be 28,054 committed by the black community to 8,800 committed by the white community. Now, neither of those numbers are anything to write home about. White people shouldn't be taking lives either. But this shows that they are roughly 4 times more likely to take a life.
So the argument here, his argument is it's just a black people thing. Could there be other factors that cause these types of statistics? Or is it just, it's black people's brains, right? It's they're wired for murder. Obviously not, right? There's no difference. It's their upbringing, and it's redlining, and it's the areas that they live in, the crime that's there. It's them being targeted more often for prosecution and by the police and arrest and harsher sentences and the prison industrial complex. Nope, it's just black people. That's what Jeremy's got to tell you.
The black on white crimes would be 4,205 to 5,611, but the white on black crime.
You know, they've tried this before. Phrenology, I think, the study of skull shapes and brains, and they tried to say that black people had different size brains and different parts that made them more violent, and they've tried all this before.
So similar would be about 750 to 800. Rates per 100,000. Total taking of life, black folks 14.3, white folks 4.4, sorry. This is source is the FBI UCR crime data export. Okay. The taking of life, black on white would be 2.14 to 2.85 per 100,000. White on black would be 0.36 to 0.45. When you start looking at this problem, we have young black men, the infamous table 43A, the last race data we have that I can...
He's like the infamous table 43A. Wait till you see that. He doesn't even know what's on the table. He's looking for murder in a second.
And he's, easily. Let's look at crimes of where somebody's life was lost. Let's look at that. Or how about just
Dude, lead is such a crazy. Lead sounds like a conspiracy. Like lead sound. They literally put lead in everything. And they found out after years and years and years of being exposed to it, you just lose your fucking mind. And now the poorer you are, and a lot of times the blacker you are, because of things like redlining and shit like that, the more likely you are to be exposed to lead, even now. Because it's not all gone. Lead abatement isn't done. But like they were putting it in gasoline to help with engine wear and then put it into the atmosphere, and it literally makes you murderous.
Violent crime. Let's look at that. Okay. Total arrests 355,000, 129,000 of that from a community that represents 5 to 6% of the population. How about crimes?
By the way, he's not being honest here. He's talking about black males, and this isn't separated by male and female.
In which somebody
the black females commit crime, yeah, at the same rate as black males, no, but it's still significant.
Loses their life. Do they even track that on here? I'm looking. Let's hear murder. Okay, here we go. 7,964. We can call that 8,000.
Oh, I'll show you a video. Hold on.
Those crimes committed by the black community, 4,100, over 50%. And again, I point out, these crimes are not being committed by black women. So it's 5 to 6% of the population is committing 50% of the murders. Why do we think that is? This is going to take generations to fix, and I'm not sure people are going to wait for this. Yes, other races taking each other's lives, also bad, obviously, okay?
What would you do instead of waiting for it? What is that dog whistle? What is that call there, Jeremy? This would probably take generations to fix, and I'm not sure people are going to wait for it. What would they do instead of waiting for it, Jeremy? What are you alluding to there? Huh? It's weird. No?
Needs to get better. But if I'm going to 80-20 this, like the business term, if I'm going to focus on how can I have the biggest impact, it will be by addressing the 5% of the population that's taking 50% of the lives. Fix that, and you reduce countrywide for every American the murder rates by 50%. You only have to focus on 5 to 6% of the population. It seems like that's where I would start. Sure, yes, figure out why other groups of people are committing this crime too, and address it. But let's start there. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop letting our government tell us that people like Van Jones saying, "Oh, well, black folks are walking around every day in fear of white folks." Half of that's probably right, but they're not afraid of white folks. Guarantee that. This is a problem that needs to be openly talked about, and I'm going to be committed to doing that. And I'll be doing it twice today. 2 videos on this channel. I hope you're informed by this video. If you were, please leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
There you go. Full mask off, dude. There's a Matt Walsh video where he just like blatantly lies about statistics, and he doesn't give a fuck, obviously. I'll see if I can find it quickly.
I'm wondering what your
He just overtly lies about it. Let's see if I can find it.
Transgender identifying individuals
Here it is.
are the single most likely demographic group in the entire country to commit deadly mass shootings that cause 4 or more fatalities.
Wow.
What? So he claims off an unsighted Twitter account. He just says, this is one of the Twitter accounts that does data, that trans people are the most likely group of people to do a mass shooting that kills 4 or more people. What? In what fucking... White males are by far the most likely, but okay.
Transgender identifying individuals are the single most likely demographic group in the entire country to commit deadly mass shootings that cause 4 or more fatalities.
Wow, Matt, that's a pretty bold claim you got there. Surely a responsible influencer like yourself did their due diligence to source this information properly. I mean, after all, I'm sure you know of the UCLA School of Law study that shows that trans people are 4 times more likely to be the victims of violence than cis people. So you would understand that spreading misinformation about how trans people are violent threats to children might cause even more innocent trans people to be attacked. And I'm sure Matt would never want to do that. So tell us, Matt, what evidence do you have to support your claim?
That's why this graph, which was posted yesterday by
one of
data accounts on X, is
one of the big data accounts. We can't even see the account, but it says mass shooting rates by demographic. Then it does trans non-binary, biological male, biological female. Then it, for some reason, it sorts out Asian men, black men, white men, Asian women, Hispanic men. Why do these people not have races? Why did you break all these people out by their race? Do these people not have races?
It's worth taking a look.
Public instances with 4 or more fatalities expressed as rates per million of the population. That's where they get you. Per million of the population.
As you can see, at the very top of that list, you find men who identify as transgender, women, or non-binary. They're followed by women who identify as men or non-binary. After that, there's Asian men, includes Arabs, black.
This is per million of population, but they represent a fraction of our population.
Men, white men, Asian women, and Hispanic men rounding out the list.
Oh, wow, yeah, those numbers do seem pretty damning, but I did notice that there isn't a source listed on that graph. And, well, where did you say you got that from again?
That's why this graph, which was posted yesterday by one of the big data accounts on X.
Well, that's funny, because when I searched the title of that graph, it seems to have been originally posted by Frank McCormick, and
one of the big data accounts. Oh.
Judging by his own bio, they do not appear to either be big...
Ex-teacher who exposed woke schools, author of Chalkboard Heresy, Unfiltered Takes on Ed and Politics, Fearless, Funny, Uncounselable.
Or even a data account. But hey, just because I couldn't find the source for your data doesn't necessarily mean that you're just making shit up. Maybe if we look at mass shooting databases like the Gun Violence Archive,
I'm glad no one asked you or your opinion. I don't know why the fuck you stuck that in there, but no one gives a fuck what you think about them.
They will show us similar data to what your chart presented. So let's do a quick search and, oh, that's weird. Between January 1st, 2013 and August 28th, 2025, there were 5,729 mass shootings.
Which is crazy. Almost 6,000 shootings between 2013 to 2025. January to August. January 2013 to August of 2025.
And only 5 of them were committed by trans people. For those keeping score at home, that's a rate of 0.87%. Considering that trans people make up 1.4% of U.S. adults according to Gallup, that means that trans people actually commit disproportionately less mass shootings than cis people. Interesting. But wait, I still think Matt Walsh might be onto something here. After all, he does go on to say this.
If we're being honest, everyone can intuitively understand. It's not surprising. After all, it's not exactly a great shock that men with delusions who are given unnatural cross-sex hormones and other life-altering drugs and mind-altering drugs instead of treatment for their delusional mindset will be prone to violence.
Of course, we now know
There's you got a bullwater advisory for E. coli.
that there is no evidence that
You guys got your own water treatment plant. We used to have to test for E. coli every morning. It wasn't. I worked at the wastewater side. When I worked at the drinking water, it was a lot more strict. But even like putting it into a lake, we had to test for E. coli. We weren't allowed. It didn't have to be 0. I'll tell you that much. But it had to be super fucking low per 100,000 gallons.
trans people are more prone to violent mass shootings. But if there happened to be a single demographic group that accounted for a vastly disproportional amount of these mass shootings, well, that could very well be evidence that this group of people suffer from cultural influences which make them more likely to be delusional and prone to violence. For example, we know that about 96% of mass shootings are committed by men, according to the Rockefeller Institute, and we know that 84% of them are committed by white people, according to Statista research, which means that despite making up only 30% of the population, white men account for over 80% of mass shootings. So yeah, if you're a conservative who loudly proclaim that we need to be worried about trans people based off the made-up data that Matt presented, I better see you being
This shouldn't be anywhere close to intuitive. I know that trans people are the big scary thing for MAGA. But okay, just think about your day. How many trans people do you worry about? Do you run into and think, "Oh my God, that's how many?" Now, how many white males do you run into during the day? Like, what the there's not even enough of them to make this statistic make sense.
Just as loud about the threat that white men pose now that you know the real data. That is, unless you never actually cared about protecting innocent people from violence and instead just wanted to spread hateful misinformation about trans people. But that couldn't be you, right?
Transgender identifying individuals are the single most
insane, dude. Insane to fucking lead with that. And Matt Walsh has a huge audience. All right, let's see. Oh, Trump talking good about Charlie Kirk. I forgot this one.
A time of whatever. Celebrate the life of a great man today. Really a great man. He's a young man, but a great man, and we look forward to it. It really is. We want to look at it as a time of healing, a time of whatever. That something like this could have happened is not even believable.
A time of whatever?
A time of whatever. Celebrate the life of a great man today. Really a great man. He's a young man, but a great man. And
the ADHD stuff has been debunked. I know a lot of people like to point to SSRIs sometimes. I think the ADHD stuff has been debunked. Great man. We're going to, a time of whatever.
Whatever. Celebrate the life of a great man today. Really a great man. He's a young man, but a great man, and we look forward to it. It really is. We want to look at it as a time of healing, a time of whatever. That something like this could have happened is not even...
A 2019 review of school shooters between 2000 and 2017 for 17 years found that most were not treated with psychiatric medications. Around 93% had no direct medication or had been recommended any medication. So there's no direct or causal link found in cases where medication was used. Antidepressants. Research from the Violence Project database found that 20% of mass shooters use psychotropic medications, a rate consistent with medication use in the general population. Antidepressants may actually reduce violence. Some research suggests that by treating underlying mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, which can contribute to irritability and aggression, SSRIs may actually have anti-violence properties. It's hard to say.
Unbelievable.
Especially now when, like, I don't know, like if the age, so like the shooter, Charlie Kirk shooter, if the age of the fucking meme lords from the internet comes and they're just doing it for chaos and to laugh, like that's going to be so many shootings, well planned out probably, and there's going to be really nothing to point to.
Really a great man. He's a young man, but a great man, and we look forward to it. It really is. We want to look at it as a time of healing, a time of
whatever. A time of healing and a time of whatever. That's what we're looking at, guys. For Charlie Kirk. Let me see. I don't think I sent the link. Hold on. Let's talk about Rapture, Mama. Because I'm going to quit around midnight, so let's go there.
I truly believe with all my heart we will be raptured during Feast of Trumpets this year.
So this is Brianna. She has since taken down her account and started a new one with only one video up. And the one video she has up is just text on a screen. I'm actually worried about her kids, so that she fucking drowned them in the bathtub to be with Jesus or something. Let's see if I can Rapture Mama 2.0. The only video she has up now says, Jesus is coming. Believe he died for your sins, that God raised him from that death. Confess that belief with your mouth and you are saved. And the rest of the videos have been taken down, and this is a new account she made. So here we go. This is the one that thinks her kids have been speaking Hebrew. She's been predicting this since February. She thinks that both of her kids started randomly speaking Hebrew, that she didn't influence or tell them to. They just started speaking it. They've been having dreams about it. She's been prepping for it. It's pretty bad.
I truly believe with all my heart we will be raptured during Feast of Trumpets this year. If there is some chance that we don't get raptured, I will come back and make an apology video for myself being deceived.
If there isn't an apology video uploaded soon, somebody should go check on this lady and her kids, and I'm not even being funny. Brianna has actually been posting about the rapture since February of
Jesus is speaking to my 7-year-old about the rapture.
Last year, but in the last couple of months, she thought
my 9-year-old saw Jesus, incredible confirmation of the rapture. Like she drug her kids into her mental illness.
Her 3-year-old was speaking Hebrew.
Imagine she was saying that the cotton candy monster was going to come down from Candy Mountain and whisk them all away. Like we'd be reaching out to her. We'd make sure the kids are safe. We would do psyche vows. There would probably be a psychotic hold of some to monitor something, right? CPS would be involved. But because she's talking about the predominant religion in this country, people are just like, well, that's her right.
Even being funny. Brianna has actually been posting about the rapture since February of last year, but in the last couple of months, she thought her 3-year-old was speaking Hebrew.
Okay, guys, I think I have more Feast of Trumpets rapture confirmation.
So she's going to say her 3-year-old randomly was speaking Hebrew. But she did a video like 2 or 3 weeks before this of her 7-year-old speaking Hebrew. And she's praising this 7-year-old. Oh my God, I didn't tell you that, did I? No, I just heard it in my head. And the 7-year-old keeps saying it. She's praising this 7-year-old in front of this 3-year-old. So then a couple weeks later, the 3-year-old repeats the exact same words.
And this may be my favorite one so far.
Hudson, hold on. Can you tell me what you were just saying?
Rosh Kodesh.
Say it again. What?
Rosh Kodesh.
Her 8-year-old had a rapture dream.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Rose Kadesh or something.
My daughter had a
Feast of the Trumpets, something.
rapture dream last night.
She said a demon growled in her 9-year-old's ear. Her 12-year-old also had a rapture dream.
Hey guys, so I have an exciting video today. I have my oldest daughter, Lily, and she was blessed with a rapture dream last night.
She said the Lord...
She celebrates the kids when they tell her they had these things. She's always talking about online when the kids are running around the background. Of course, one of them is going to say it eventually. Then she celebrates that kid for saying it. What do you think the other kids are going to do?
woke her 13-year-old up in the middle of the night to remind her that he is coming. I think Brianna's obsession with the rapture may stem from the passing of her husband and wanting to be with him again in heaven. If she was truly convinced the rapture was supposed to happen yesterday and it did not, what's going to happen now? I will keep checking for that apology video.
That's honestly scary. I'm afraid she's one of those moms that like puts their kids to sleep under the bathwater to be with G. It's scary. It's scary as fuck.
Hello, guys.
Got 3 kids running around.
Totally fine.
Well, Brianna posted a new video. She said she is alive and well. Well, at least we know she's alive. I'm not so sure about the well part.
I don't know why all of you hateful people are trying to tell everybody that I am not mentally well. Here I am, September 24th at 1:14 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm alive and well, and so are my kids.
So,
This is before she deleted her account.
to her, those of us who were concerned for
Goodbye, world. Hello, Jesus. My last video before the rapture. She really thought it was
kids
coming.
are angry, hateful, and stone-hearted people, and she just can't believe that we would call for a wellness check. Yes, I did call for a wellness check, and at least now we know that they are.
She had a video of her breaking down and crying for about 8 minutes about she didn't know why this happened or why God was showing her all these visions and blah, 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 and she couldn't understand it, but she knew that God understands everything, and with him, anything's, it was insane.
Are still here. Brianna said she has not made her apology video yet because Feast of Trumpets is not over.
Dude, I grew up around this. And some of that shit fucking scarred me for life. Like, worried about the signs and this and being left behind, and they made us watch the movies and they told us we were all going to hell. I grew up going to, when I was young in Halloween, those judgment houses, and they were scary as fuck, dude. Scary as fuck. They'd make you believe that you were in a car wreck and you had died and you were in hell. It was fucking insane.
Brianna said she has not made her apology video yet because Feast of Trumpets is not over.
Or that kid shouldn't be stressed over it. The same way I would never let my kids, like I might be struggling to pay a bill and the lights are going to get cut off. I would never let my kids worry about that. Fucking kids aren't meant to be worried about going to hell either.
Until midnight. So I guess she still thinks there's a chance the rapture will happen tonight. She said she probably won't be back, but that will be up to the Lord.
Hello, guys.
I came to check.
Hi, my name's Brianna.
Hi, Brianna. I'm Tiffany.
I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
Is that like geo-tracking? I don't know if anybody ever told me that. Like, nobody dropped me a pin. Like, why don't you guys just air tag him? Everybody's always trying to find Jesus.
The date is September 7th, 2025 at 6:38 p.m.
Well, today is September 23rd, and it is 3:41 p.m. Is there an update? Is it over? Has Rapture happened?
I am making this video because the Holy Spirit has put it on my heart to leave evidence for those who will be left behind so that they can understand where all the people went and what is to come.
I was left behind? Did I miss it? Or like...
I came to check.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
That was my bad.
Hi, my name's...
Guess it's okay if I didn't know you weren't invited. Was there a roll
behind so that they can understand where all the people went and what is to come.
I was left behind? Did I miss it? Or like an invitation of sorts if you didn't know you weren't invited? Was there a roll call? I guess I've been left. I did have a few questions though. I saw some people that I was like, really? They're here? I thought they were Christian. They said they were good Christians. Guess it's okay if I stay here. I'm not too worried about it. I really wasn't ready to go anyway. It's Tuesday and I have a cold, so I wasn't prepared. I've seen a lot of Rapture videos and I only have one question. Tampons. The women who were on their periods and they ascended. Were they ascended with the tampons or they're just bloody tampons all over the world now? What has happened? What's happened with that? Like, is there a cleanup crew or... I'm not going to go out there and tell
Someone said, from Australia here, it's already Rapture Day. I was updating folks yesterday because we're a day ahead. Half of our population has already gone. Our kangaroos have now taken over roles in the government. We're running low on popcorn watching what's happening.
Right? Lets me know. Are you still here? Or
Someone else said he tried to get in, but he was detained by ICE.
I heard that it might be going on again tomorrow. I don't know if you were in, this wave or the next wave. Bye.
Hi. Are we not scared? Come on. To think that if the rapture is happening, if the rapture is going to happen in a few days, but they say it's going to happen.
It says Rapture. How are you all? She's crying. How are you all parents dealing with the thought of only a few days left with your babies? If it bothers you this much, what the fuck are you doing to yourself, dude?
I only have a few days left with my kids.
Hey guys, today we are talking about
the rapture.
Did you guys hear about that mom that gave her kids away to CPS because she thought that the rapture was going to happen? And then since it didn't happen, or at least it didn't happen to her, now since it didn't happen, she's trying to get her kids back, and she can't get her kids back because...
I don't know if that's true.
I didn't make it. Everyone I know.
So the Divine Mother has spoke, you guys. She said, "You'll never catch me putting a date on the rapture. I'm not one of those Christians. I love on my children and husband daily because it's clear we are in the end times. The world has grown cold. That video of me hugging my baby was not me telling her rapture date. Only Jesus knows the hour. But for the ones attacking believers for having faith that they'd be meeting Jesus, maybe step outside, breathe some fresh air, and check your intentions. Your wickedness won't help you or anyone else. Pray for them, keep it moving, and stay ready." Ready for what? The rapture? Girl, you need help. Bye. I think it's crazy.
This is another one everybody was picking on. The Divine Mother.
Like,
I didn't make
Let's see if we can find her.
Everyone I know actually still is texting me today, which means no one beamed this up. We didn't get raptured.
I spelled divine wrong. Is that her, Katie Hall? When people lash out, something darker is at work. Step outside, breathe, and examine your heart. I wonder if she took down the video of her telling her daughter bye
Today is maintenance day.
for the rapture.
Wait.
It doesn't look like it's still up.
From trying to...
There's a video of her hugging her daughter, telling her bye because the rapture is about that. Could you imagine being a kid and your parent is like this fucking psychotic? That can't be good for stability. There's no fucking way. Anyways. Here is the actual study on autism. Probably the most definitive study on autism and medications and vaccines and Tylenol, whatever you can fucking think about. Because this country's healthcare system, they have universal healthcare, and they heavily invest in recording data. Basically, all the mothers that are pregnant report what they're taking, what they're doing, what their doctor recommended, what they're actually taking, the dosages, everything, even down to Tylenol or baby aspirin or whatever. And this was one of the studies that they tried to cite for the Tylenol causing autism, but they misunderstood the study. In fact, when you go read the study, even if you just scroll all the way down to the abstract, when they're talking about Tylenol in the study, once they pull in familial ties, right, like brothers and sisters and their rates of autism, there is nothing there. There is zero evidence that Tylenol did anything. And even if you leave out brothers, sisters, familial ties, all that shit, it's like a 0.07% increase, like a negligible amount. And all the damage that can be done if a woman is potentially having a fever or something that she needs Tylenol for. Just watch the study. They misunderstood the study. Of course they did. But I did find out this is a dog whistle to anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers have this belief. Let me see if I can find it on my Facebook. Anti-vaxxers have this weird belief that vaccines build up. I can't remember the exact phrase they use. That vaccines build up and stay within the body. Like some of the chemicals from vaccines build up and stay in your body. And they're in this area of the body that apparently holds all this bad stuff from vaccines. And then Tylenol restricts that area of the body and pushes all this bad vaccine stuff out into the body. So this was almost, RFK wanted to blame it on vaccines. Guaranteed. He wanted to blame it on vaccines. I think someone talked him down from it. But the Tylenol thing is a dog whistle to the vaccine people because they already believed that Tylenol was the thing that made the bad effects from the vaccine kick in. You know what I'm saying? Kinda. Anyways, here's a study, and I'll look for the other video.
Walk me through your study, because your study in 2024 specifically looked at this connection.
Absolutely. So in Sweden, we have the unique opportunity to connect all of the health records for the entire population. And during
which the U.S. should be able to do as well, but we'd rather leave it all up to private corporations and blah, blah, blah. We should have universal health care. We should have the largest fucking studies ever conducted on our population. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Natal visits in Sweden, the mothers self-report their consumption, and we can also track prescription data. And then we can follow the children through time. And doing this, we were able to amass 2.5 million pregnancies in Sweden, which we could then compare for the risk of these outcomes. And what we do see in the beginning is a slightly increased risk. However, as soon as you start to account for the maternal health conditions, the reason the drug is used, and other familial factors, the risk disappears.
Right. I'm looking at those numbers right now. Autism, 0.09%.
If Trump would have came out and said, like, don't take it like a daily regimen, don't take it willy-nilly. You know, if your doctor recommends it and you have pain and or if you have a fever and you need it. But he basically came out, he said, he had the dumbest quote. He said, just listen for a second. He tried to play it off at first like, oh, well, you can use it if you have a fever. But then he went to no, never, only good can happen. Listen.
A major press conference to announce the cause of autism and also to announce that RFK Jr. is officially a weirder color than him now. It's just not natural. Now, we've known for a while that this administration has wanted to blame autism on vaccines, but yesterday's big announcement came with a plot twist.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of, well, let's see how we say that, acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol.
Tylenol, at least you finished strong. Now, I don't want to suggest there's been some disconcerting cognitive decline, but back in 2020, that mofo could spit out hydroxychloroquine, no problem. So, everyone was waiting for Trump to blame autism on vaccines, but he zagged and blamed Tylenol, which is especially strange because nearly all health officials say there's no causal link between acetaminophen and autism. However, Trump has his own recommendation.
Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. Don't take Tylenol. Don't have your baby take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. Don't take Tylenol. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Did you hear that? Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. If you were sitting in your doctor's office and he came in and you're like, hey, I was thinking about trying this new medication. He said, nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
With a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. Don't take Tylenol. Don't have your baby take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol.
I think you need to be very careful. So a lot of people are sharing an old tweet from Tylenol that says we don't recommend any of our stuff being taken during pregnancy, which is a cover your ass type situation, right? A doctor. You should speak with a doctor. Every medication in the world, even over-the-counter medications, say you should, even prenatal vitamins on the back of them say they're for pregnant women, right? Say that you should speak to a doctor before taking them. Obviously that's a cover. They're like, oh, Tylenol admitted it. Look. They say they don't recommend anything for a pregnant. Yeah. Every medication in the world says that, but obviously you should talk to your doctor and you probably shouldn't be taking handfuls of it. But what's worse? no link to autism or fever, which can really fuck up a baby.
Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. Don't take Tylenol. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Ask your doctor if it can only good happen for you. Trump is so pissed at Tylenol, he's going to start bombing the pain reliever aisles at Walgreens. Joke's on you, Trump. Even missiles can't get through that plexiglass. You're going to have to ring the customer service button like the rest of us. You can tell Trump doesn't understand what a woman goes through during pregnancy. But as a dad who didn't miss a single appointment, it's not true that only good can happen if you don't take Tylenol. Not treating a pregnant woman's fever could cause irreparable harm before the baby comes out of her butt. Read a parenting book, Trump. And Trump wasn't just playing fast and loose with acetaminophen. He made sure to throw some anti-vax classics in there, too.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism.
Not true.
Does that tell you something? That's currently. Is that a correct statement, by the way?
So he says it. He's talking about the Amish. He says it and then says, is that a correct statement?
No.
The Amish community is very, very, very heavily unreported in autism. Right? It's not that their numbers are drastically lower. It's that people on the edge of the spectrum don't get reported at all. It's only going to be the people that are more typically assigned autistic, right?
Oh, but you had fun out there, and that's all that matters.
I want to say this as nice as possible, but even like meeting Amish kids, I would personally think that about 80% of them are autistic. So there's no way they're diagnosing it correctly.
For the future, typically a president should check something before announcing it to the nation. I mean,
is that a correct statement?
Fact check on the Joe Rogan experience. If you have sex in space, your dick will actually explode because of gravity stuff. Is that a correct statement? So as we wait for the fact check, let's hear some of the data you've collected.
You have certain groups, the Amish as an example, they have essentially no autism. It doesn't exist with the Amish community, and they don't take all of this junk. It doesn't exist.
Are the Amish the best control group for this? So based on the Amish, the cure for autism could either be not taking Tylenol or being scared of a Roomba. Now, Trump didn't flat out say that kids shouldn't get vaccinated, but he did argue that the shot should be spread out rather than combined. And he had a very unusual...
I'm not trying to be mean, but like the stuff that you would usually like look at a kid and say, oh man, we should probably have them like checked out, right? Like something's going on there. Is just like an Amish kid's day to day. Like I'm not trying to be mean, but I guarantee you it's heavily unreported.
Explanation for why.
There's too much liquid. Too many different things are going into that baby at too big a number. You have a little fragile child, and you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, I guess, and they pump so much stuff into those beautiful little babies. They're pumping. It looks like they're pumping into a horse.
What the fuck? They pump so much liquid into those beautiful little babies, it looks like they're pumping into a horse.
I'm sorry, they're pumping vats of liquid into the babies like horses? Are you sure you were at the pediatrician's office and not the Kentucky Derby? These poor babies, they inject them, hammer shoes on their feet, a little man ride them around in a circle. It's inhumane! Look, to me, doesn't sound like Donald Trump knows what he's talking about. Presumably, he has done enough research on vaccines to be an expert at this point.
Oh yeah, the Amish gangsters or Amish gangs or some. I remember that. Then it came out that a lot of it was staged, but it was so over the top. It was comical to me.
I think should be taken separately. The mumps, measles, and the three should be taken separately.
Yes, the MMR vaccine, mumps, measles, I want to say Ringo, probably. Forget about taking them together. Trump can't even say them together. The whole point of this press conference was to finally give answers to families that have been desperate for decades.
We knew this was coming. It's still dumb, but it gave validity to those Facebook moms I've already seen them. Some people that I grew up with that I never thought would be like that, or 100%. Did you know there's aluminum oxide in back?
So for everyone's sake, will you please give us some assurance that these bold claims are built on concrete evidence?
This is based on what I feel.
Damn it! You know what? I never thought I'd say this, but maybe we should all do our own research.
All right, so here's one of the studies they tried to allude to for a basis for this.
Health conditions, the reason the drug is used, and other familial factors, the risk disappears.
Right. I'm looking at those numbers right now. Autism, 0.09% higher. Other things,
0.09% higher. This is on 2.2 million kids.
ADHD, 0.2% higher. A couple other things there. Is that enough for anyone to rationally say, look, see, there is a link?
Definitely not.
I can't believe. And so the big one around where I live, because I live in Appalachia, and like moonshining's like part of our history. Like my grandpa was a moonshiner. He had this big fucking scar that like wrapped around his pec and went down his side from where he wrecked a car running from the law one time with a load of moonshine, and then ended up crawling down the road. He broke his leg and had this huge scar. He crawled down the road to near one of my uncle's hunting cabins. My uncle happened to come the next morning, take him, and his uncle, and his aunt stitched him up like crazy. But anyways, the show Moonshiners or whatever that they had, where when they found out it was all fake and they were just boiling water and stills or whatever, there was almost a revolt in my town. It was crazy. They were so upset.
Rationally say, look, see, there is a link.
Definitely not. And when we proceed to compare siblings, which is one of the main strengths of our study, so we compare where in one pregnancy the mother used the medication and in another pregnancy she did not, and we're able to control for all of the underlying genetics and the household environment that remain stable, even these small signals disappear completely.
So when they look at like, okay, well, this mom did take Tylenol in this pregnancy and her kid had signs of autism. But in the pregnancy before that, she didn't take any Tylenol at all. And in that pregnancy, her kid had some signs of autism. So that kind of rules out the Tylenol, right?
This is not something I would be concerned about.
You said 2.5 million people results. I just want to get you on the record to say that is not a small base to base your.
It has to be one of the largest studies. 2.5 million, and it's only because the way their healthcare system's set up. Like Harvard couldn't get 2.5 million people to come together. You know what I mean? Like it's only because of this.
Your results on.
No, it is the world's largest study on this topic. There has been other similar large-scale efforts from Japan since our study was published. There has also been some large-scale studies from Norway, but this is the largest of its kind.
If you could speak to President Trump right now, one-on-one, what would you say?
You've misunderstood the evidence. Please talk to the experts instead.
If he says, I have experts, I have RFK, I have the CDC at his control, what's your response to that? Because that's something he potentially would say.
I would want to know why they chose to ignore the large-scale studies in favor of smaller studies, and why they choose to believe some of the narrative and not the other.
Because they needed to get away from the Epstein file. Like, it's fucking stupid, man. Everything's a distraction. Never waste a good distraction, right? Here's some Tucker Carlson commentary on Harry Potter. I just thought it was funny.
I mean, I saw the film. I was offended. I was very offended that when it came to Voldemort, I know we're not supposed to say his name. Why can't we speak? Why can't we just say his name, Voldemort? I'll say his name. I'll say whatever name I feel like saying because it's my right as an American, as a Christian, to say his name. And I felt that Harry really mistreated him. And he stole his wand. That's theft. I believe he stole his wand, the Elder Wand, and that's theft. I thought we were against stealing. Don't steal. And he took things that didn't belong to him. I mean, he cast him out. I thought that was very rude. It was very rude, actually. And I believe one of the characters killed the snake at the end of the film, which was, I thought, disgusting. I mean, I have pets. I love my pets. I have dogs. I have several cats. I have several dogs, and they're very dear to me. If anybody chopped their heads off, I would be very angry, actually. I would be enraged, actually.
Tucker, Voldemort was pure evil. He tried to destroy Hogwarts.
And how many students at Hogwarts?
What?
How many students at Hogwarts? I mean, it's important. I think you'd want to know that. I just thought he was treated very unfairly, actually. I mean, Voldemort was clearly faith-based. He believed in what he was doing. He believed very strongly in what he was doing, and I respect that. I admire that. I don't agree with it, like at all. But, I mean, there's a case to be made that Dumbledore was the chief villain of Harry Potter, and so...
Tucker, do you think Voldemort was the demon that molested you?
Expelliarmus!
Exactly. That is a good thing, right? For labor, workforce, for your population. It seems to me like even the billionaires and shit, you could convince them like having these people healthier. You literally exist off their labor. I don't know. America talks about, we obviously believe we're the best country in the world. We ought to be able to have the best fucking healthcare system in the world, and we have nowhere near that. We do really good in research. We do really good in like new groundbreaking technology and treatments, but the average person can't afford to go to the fucking doctor. So what's the point? Anyways, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going home early, and I probably won't do a show tomorrow. I just got new tires, oil change, all this stuff done to Mariah's car. She's fixing to go out of town for 9 days, so I'll probably spend tomorrow evening with them. Yeah, fuck it, goddamn. Oh, Discount Tire fucking lied to me. So I always go to Discount Tire. I order online. I make an appointment. I go have them installed. I bought some Yokohama SUV tires. They have really good reviews. I got a military discount, $80 off, and her tire sensors have been going bad one by one. And there's only one tire pressure sensor that was still working, and it was a passenger front. So I brought it in. I ordered 4 tires. I got windshield wipers while I was there because she needed them. I got 4 tire sensors. Now, the tire sensors on a Ford, on most cars, they have to be reprogrammed, and there's like a relearning thing. Basically, you put there's a way to hit the switch and the brake pedal and the emergency brake to put the car into relearn mode. And then there's a machine you take around to each tire. You plug it in. It picks up the Bluetooth that sends the pressure and sends it back to the dash, and you have to do like left front, right back, and then left back usually. Anyways, I get it, and the guy comes out, and he's like, here's your receipt. You got these 4 tires. We put 4 new pressure monitors in, and we set them all to 36 PSI. Here's something. Here's this. Have a nice day. And I'm like, okay. So I left and went to the car wash. On my way to the car wash, I thought, well, I'm going to check the tire pressure sensors. When I brought it in, only the front passenger was working. When I got to the car wash, only the front passenger was working. The rest of them just said blank, and it said tire pressure error or whatever it says. And I thought, well, that's fucking weird. What are the chances they put 4 new ones in and they only programmed one of them to work? And it happens to be the same one I brought in. But I turned around and went back, and I said, look, I came here. I got 4 tires and 4 TPMS sensors. And he's like, oh, yeah, we put them in. And I was like, you put them in? And he's like, yeah, we put them in. And I was like, well, I'm here to tell you, like, the only one that was working when I brought it in is the only one that was working when I left. And then one guy's like, well, did you buy them from us? How long has it been? I was like, I was just here. Shut up. It's been 30 goddamn minutes. I went and vacuumed out the car. That's it. And the one guy's like, ignore him, whatever, and starts talking to me. And he's like, we put them in. And I was like, you put them in. So are you telling me that you just programmed one of them? And he's like, well, we put them in. We'll reprogram them. And I'm like, no. I already doubt this so much. You're not going to just reprogram them. So I made them take a tire off and off the car and rim, bring it into the tire machine, and open that motherfucker in front of me. And of course, when they did, it was a Motorcraft tire pressure monitor sensor. They don't have Motorcraft. That's like a Ford only part. Then they're like, oh, I guess we didn't put them in. Oh, we're sorry. It's a new guy. It's a new guy that works there. And he probably didn't see it on. It's a new guy. And I was like, you just assured me like 5 fucking times that you put them in. Did no one talk to this new guy? So I don't know. I imagine people don't change those unless they go out. But if you were like the type of person who changed them like every so many miles before they went out, so you didn't have the problem that I hate them. I do not like TPMS, okay? But for Mariah's car, it's awesome because she never looks at her fucking tires. All 4 of them could be on the rim. She hops in and leaves, right? She never notices. So it's awesome that it shows up that she's got a low tire or a tire's getting low or she needs to add air, whatever. But if you're the type of person that comes in and is like, oh, it's been 80,000 miles, I might as well go replace them. They're probably not replacing those motherfuckers. The only reason, if for some reason all mine would have started working, I would have thought there was new ones in there. And there's no way for me to get inside the fucking tire and check. I'm not going to take that fucking tire off the rim to check and see if they put a new one in. So I don't know. I would keep an eye on that or watch them put them in or whatever. Because I paid $70 a piece for them. For getting them install and programming, $70 a piece and 4 of them. That's fucking almost $300. And they didn't even fucking put them in. Anyways, you guys enjoy your evening. I doubt I'll be live tomorrow. If I do, it'd be super early, so it probably won't happen. I'll probably just spend the evening with Mariah and the kids before they go out of town. She's going to see some family members for 9 days. I'm staying here. And I'll be back when I'm back. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. If you want to support the show, do it at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. Buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. Help us pay the bills. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. Fuck Discount Tire. Also, I'm running for mayor. Love you. Bye.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name.
I found out a guy I went to school with,
who they are, and
his girlfriend happened to be fucking another guy I went to school with, and he found out, and the two guys got in a fight. One of them pulled a gun and shot one in the leg. The other one pulled his gun and shot the other guy and paralyzed him. So, welcome to my town.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking.
They tried that in a small town, that's right.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
Jesus laid it on my heart that if I wasn't raptured, that I should run for mayor.
Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking, he was doing so well. It's all over, hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox and Kane first.
Good night, guys. Oh, thank you for the resubscription, Dr. J Banana. By the way, it's September, so subs are cheap. I still get the full amount for it, but they're a lot cheaper if you buy them for this month. Even if you buy it for like 6 months or 3 months or whatever, it's cheaper right now, and I still get paid full price, my part, which is half of a normal